Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the European Cross-Up webinar. And we have seen the indices continue to move higher. NASDAQ just hit that level we were looking for. It actually made it to 2096. We're looking for 1596, and we've made it to 1590. We were looking for 1594, or not, no, 1595. So gentle pullback here, but we're still at a better close. We can take a look on a 2-hour chart. And as long as we closed above, this is key right there, 1594. Doggone it. There we go. We're just gently pulled back from that, just a hair. But look, you can see here the volume is still relatively light. Apple's still pushing along. And the euro's still lower. Remember what I was saying that when we came down here, I thought that was a little bit too tight, but nonetheless, that's what I was looking for, is for this market to vacillate between 1713 and 1748. And sure enough, that's exactly what it's done. I would have thought at least we could have pushed a little bit higher, but that's exactly, I thought that 1748 was just too tight, and why I said, well, it'll be 1575. And that's still pretty tight. But no, it stayed low. And let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's still holding up pretty well. We've kept that. Remember that? I think it's 46.4. Let's believe that was 46.4. But anyway, maybe it's 45.4. But anyway, it's held up. Still staying pretty firm here. And gold. It got back above 1754 and is trying to push up a little bit higher. And let's see what crude's at. It's kind of finally pulled back. Remember, we had that 69.40 and rotate on either side, but try to come back. But here we are at 68.61. So there's that 69.40 right there. I'll take a look at what we have for data for today. We have the Spanish CPI and we do get Eurozone trade balance a little later on and French unemployment in about another 2 hours. And as we come to the States, we'll get export and import prices at 8:30 Eastern and Michigan consumer confidence. So that'll be it. So let's just go on and move into the analysis. Well, we're not going anywhere here with the euro. I mean, it is the dog days of summer, so no changes here. Even 1779 seems a stretch here. So no changes here in the euro. I think this way it's going to be now. Onto the cable. Well, after posting a positive close post CPI, we turned around and just gave all that back here on the cable and we're back pushing lower. And I don't know that we'll make it all the way back to 37.59. Let's go on and they're trying to put a little bit of a bottom in here. So it'll be 37.78 if we were to dip lower. And on the upside, I just don't see us making it all the way up there. So the upside resistance can be right there, 38.62. Probably be a very quiet day. Moving into the dollar yen. Actually to the Aussie. Boy, this is thing just dead as a doornail. Obviously, no changes here with the Aussie dollar. 73.25 upside. I don't know if it'll make it to 74.2, but that would be it right there, 74.2. So no changes. And on to the dollar yen. Well, we'll hold this here. It's gonna be 10.13. No changes, and the only difference is we'll move this up down to 10.59. But boy, is it quiet. And down to the dollar index. Well, we're just sitting here, not, once again, not a whole lot of changes. 93.26 would be the upside. 92.56. I don't even see us even make it down to 56. But that would be that'll be support. So no changes there. So it's, I mean, just a very, very quiet morning in FX. Next is going to be Bitcoin. And no changes here in Bitcoin. Look, 46,412. And we're at 46,199. And we had 44,570. And the low did make it down here to just under made it to 44.3. 43,640. 43,640. We'll put right there for support. 44,575. Oh, that's where we're at. Right there, 44,550. So $20 lower. So once again, we're just not going anywhere. And onto the ES. We had 44.48, and we said if we got beyond that, it could take us to 44.82. Well, it continues to push a little bit high. I mean, it did look like it was going to get there at all earlier in the week, although that was what we're looking at, 44.48 with after that 44.48, 44.82. We struggled for most of the week, and finally we started to get going, and we made it above 44.48 yesterday, late in the day, and we're still just kind of barely pushing along. Let's see. Going beyond that. Yeah, there's a 44.83. That's a bit of a ways off. Holy smokes. And we'll just keep it tight for a little while. Keep it tight for now. And go with 44.65. And downside definitely has to be picked up. Be 44.34. And the next with NQ, it did reach the level I was looking for, which is at 15,095 that we shared in the chat room. Let's further give it a push. For now, just looking at levels. 15,126. Support? Well, it's this pivot. That's one of the things we warned about yesterday as we got into the latter part of the morning, is to be careful taking any shorts against the pivot. And we dipped a little bit. I think actually after the auction, we got down to 34, I think, before rebounding back up here and then moving higher. Maybe 15,040. Seems pretty tight, but right now that's going to be it. And onto the gold market. Well, I think we mentioned before that we could get to 15, I bet 1765. Let's see how that went. Yeah, so there it is. Yeah, there's the 65. So just go with 1765. Well, I had 1766. That's fine. 1766. Downside still going to remain 1746, so no changes there. And lastly, with crude oil, 69.39. And if we broke above it, which we've not really been able to break above, would have run us all the way up to 70.49. We have not, so the 69.39 still holds in place. And on the downside, you can see the IB high there at 68.23. Although I think we've gone below that today. Yeah, we've been, oh, not much. We've been as low as 68, looks like 14. Yeah, 68.15. And you can see IB high right there, 68.23. I like that. And then the midpoint of this is 68.22, so I like that right there, 68.22. Although it did go beyond that, but that's actually the support. And there we have it. There's just so, I mean, these markets are really super, super quiet. I don't think we'll get any real sparks until we get into the US session. And FX, we're not even going anywhere in FX. So on a relatively quiet morning, super quiet morning, that'll be it. There's no, we haven't gone anywhere in FX. FX is quiet as can be. And we're just kind of sitting here. So, and that may last for another week. Because we usually have Europeans go on holiday for about the first 3 weeks of August. So could be another week of this for FX, that is. Okay, well, with that, I'll go and get that posted. And thanks for joining us with the European Crossover webinar, and we'll see you in the chat room.